In this short video, I'll be explaining to you how to find margin of error. Basically, statisticians use properties of the normal distribution, which we recently studied, to estimate the probability that a result obtained from a single sample reflects what is truly happening in the population. Surveys and opinion polls often give a margin of error, which tells you how many percentage points your results will differ from the real population value. So it's basically a way to measure how certain we should be of the statistic that we're being given. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the definition. It says here, if a statistic is obtained from a random sample of size n, there is a 95% probability that it lies within 1 over the square root of n times 100% of the true population percent, where plus or minus 1 over the square root of n times 100% is called the margin of error. So we previously discussed how it's important to pick a sample that's big enough, and that's part of what's tied into this measure of margin of error. So sample sizes do have to be big enough so that they can give us a good statistic. All right, so let's go ahead and look at an example here. It says a random sample of 800 students were surveyed, and 62% said that they struggle with getting their homework done on time. And so we're going to find the margin of error for this poll, the statistic, the 62%. All right, so find the margin of error. And we have a formula. Margin of error equals plus or minus 1 over the square root of n times 100%. Now in this case, n is 800. It's our sample size. And so this will be 1 over the square root of 800 times 100%. So I'm going to go ahead and do this off to the side. If you put this into a calculator, you get about, 1 over the square root of 800 is about 0.03536. Now, I believe most times you're just going to round to about 3 decimal places, maybe 4. So we're going to go ahead and round to 3 decimal places here, and we get 0.035. And so let's go ahead and plug that into our equation here, and we get plus or minus 0.035 times 100%. Now when we multiply by 100, that's going to move our decimal 2 places to the right, and then we just need to make sure we include the percent symbol. And so our margin of error is plus or minus 3.5%. So what is that saying here? Well, basically, we're 95% sure that we're within 3.5% of the true value for the whole population. So basically what we should do is take 62 and add 3.5, so that would be 65.5%. And then take 62 and subtract 3.5, and that would be 58.5%. So what we're saying is we have a 95% certainty that the actual percent for the whole population is between 58.5% and 65.5%. So let me go ahead and write that. Thus we can be 95% confident that between 28.5% and 65.5% of all students struggle getting their homework done on time. Now there is a typo here I need to fix. Actually, it's not typed, it's written. So this should be 58. Let me fix that. And that's the end of this video.